Al Pals. I'm sure nobody's here yet, but this is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents, a special Films with Friends Friday night episode. The film is Love Actually, the romantic Christmas comedy drama, a little of everything from
Dramedy.
2003. Dramedy, yeah, dramedy. It really is like an all-encompassing film. It's got every emotion and it's got everything in it. But that is the film. The Friend is my longtime friend, former co-host of Iconicast. That is how far back we go. I don't even remember when we were doing that, but
Another lifetime.
welcome. Another lifetime ago. This is Sierra. Welcome,
Hello.
Sierra, to Big Al Presents. Thank you for joining me. I've been wanting to do a film with you for a long time, just to chat, touch base, and just do the friend thing. How are you doing, my lady?
Well, like I mentioned to you earlier, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm on the recovery. It is not the Rona, thankfully.
Oh, God
But
bless.
it's
Knock wood.
probably more of a burning the candle at both ends, run down kind of a cold,
Yeah, you do. You are a busy beaver. I will say that.
Yeah, but I'm good. Things are good.
I mean, God, a lot of my, a lot of people I know, they're like, well, I'm doing this. Oh, and I'm taking classes. Oh, and I'm also, got this hobby. I'm like, I laid that a lot. Well, because
Yeah.
that's basically, I don't have any other choice. But
Yeah, I work at a law firm during the day, and then I take
Mhm.
legal classes at night, getting a degree in some legal stuff. And so I'm constantly surrounded by attorneys, and I don't know why I chose that, because being surrounded by attorneys is it's great if anybody's listening who's an attorney and is hired, has paid my paychecks or anything.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah, there's always you always got to kind of watch, because you never know who's
you
listening or
never
will
know who's
listen
gonna
in
Google
the
your name.
future. Or listen to the future. That's why I always ask. That's why I asked you, is like, what do you want me to call you anyway? Because
Yeah, we'll just go first name only, like Madonna or
yeah,
Cher,
yeah, you're Sierra, but you've been many things. I have called you. I mean, you have been Sierra the Pirate Queen, Moonshine.
Hmm.
I remember Moonshine because I was actually watching something about the Kingsmen today, and it reminded me of that whole. What was I? I was bourbon, I think.
I
And
think
you were
it was a
Moonshine.
Facebook quiz that was like, what kind of liquor are you?
Yeah, well,
And I
and
think
I called you Moonshine because I know you like the moon. So
because I'm in love with the moon. Yeah,
yes, you're a child. You're a child of La Luna.
I am. I have a shirt that says "Stay Wild, Moonchild."
Yeah,
So yeah.
and I'm also glad you got your gift that I sent.
I
Your
know. Thank you so much. I got a cute Wonder Woman Christmas ornament for the 80th anniversary, right? Gosh, I
Yeah,
can't believe
yep,
she's been around that long.
80. I know. I can't believe I've been around as long as I have.
I was doing
I
a Buffy rewatch recently, and there's an episode where one of the characters brings up, he's like, "Oh, it's catacombs, like in the Wonder Woman 297 to 299 run," and the two characters geek out about it. And I always forget that show was done by Joss Whedon. It was like
Yeah.
his first big baby kind of thing. And so all the comic book references in the rewatch that I may have missed the first time around just because I wasn't paying attention or something, but there's just so many, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Joss again.
Yeah, he really. I mean, and like I said, until all the controversy came out a few years ago, but that's. I don't know. I don't know the true story. Don't need to know the true story.
Yeah, we're not here to debate that today.
I appreciate his work, and I can compartmentalize. I'm not.
Actually, do you ever listen to Inside of You, the Michael Rosenbaum podcast?
I've caught a few of them.
He did one with James Marsters recently that a friend of mine sent me the link to, and I watched the YouTube video of it, of the two of them, and James Marsters weighed in a little bit, and he seems like such a decent human. He was very diplomatic and didn't say anything, that would be untoward or anything like that. And
yeah,
but he did lean on the side of there was some stuff.
Looking back, there may have been a few. Yeah, and I think, well, I think a lot of it's tolerance
Mhm.
of. I mean, back. I mean, I'm a child of the '70s and '80s, so I grew up with Richard Pryor
Mhm.
and Eddie Murphy, Steve
Mhm.
Martin, Robin Williams. I mean, they're you can't do comedy like that. I mean, poor Dave Chappelle is
Yeah,
getting
it's a different world.
crucified.
It's a different world out there, and some of it is definitely for the better. Some of it kind of makes you go, "Wow, I
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
know." I
the,
didn't know.
yeah, I mean, there are a few things, but I mean, I don't want to get off too much down a rabbit hole. Did you watch Dave Chappelle's special?
Not I'm not sure. I know he has a few, and I watched
I watched the one that everybody's going nuts about. It's
he,
not that bad.
he did one. It was like a coronavirus one, right? Where everybody was like 6 feet apart in little platforms, and I don't know if that's the
Uh,
right one, or if it's one since then.
I don't remember. This was one he was talking a lot about the trans community,
Oh, I
but he
did
was
see
also
that one. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, but he was talking about like one of his closest friends,
yeah.
and you could tell he doesn't. It's not a disrespectful thing. It is a everything in this world can be seen in a funny way, and he's a comedian. That's what his job is. And yes, I know some people can be. I think you can watch what you say, but a lot of people need to like toughen up the skin a little bit.
I think that too. I
That's
think that there's
me.
just a lot of things that people don't understand because it's only recently been that a lot of things are out in the open and part of the culture now. And so people don't understand because this
Right.
was either not talked about or they were completely sheltered from it because it just wasn't out in the open. And so I think there has to be some grace for learning to understand things and learning
Yeah,
to
and you
see
could
it from someone else's perspective. I mean, all of life is about that.
and I'm saying it's like if you don't like something, because everybody's talking about, oh, well, this TV show is going to be doing this, and they're going to CW is doing this with this character. I was like, don't watch.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
And
that
I
simple.
it's interesting because I have two openly gay daughters, and my family has a difficult time understanding it, and they feel that way about this show or that show, or they
Mm-hmm.
showcased this character or that character, and I go, don't watch the show. It's not.
Yeah,
If you
it's
don't like it, don't watch it. It's
yeah, and
it,
I'm not going to ask anybody to accept something if they're not willing to accept it. Just don't. We could go through life perfectly respectful to everybody, no matter
absolutely.
what. And,
Absolutely.
and of
And
course,
if
there's
anybody comes for my
extremes.
daughter, they're gonna get my wrath.
Oh
So
yeah, I mean, you don't mess. I mean, I know you're a mama bear. You don't mess with a mama bear's
don't mess with
cubs,
the Cubs.
and you just stay away. But
Let's
yeah,
not forget I grew up in Oakland, California. So
that's
don't
right.
mess with the Cubs.
And remember, I'm straight out of Compton.
You're straight out of Baltimore too, right?
No, I actually lived in Compton.
In Compton, Maryland. Yeah.
Yes, but it's still cool that I go straight out of Compton. But
Definitely.
I'm no longer there. But it was kind of funny. It's like, that's right, my Compton's older than yours. Just like our Hollywood is older than yours. Ours
I
is actually
remember
the oldest Hollywood.
I remember in high school I read Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's autobiography for a class. We had to choose an autobiography and read it, and I read Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's. And I remember his coming from the East Coast and going to Compton with a classmate or a teammate of his or something like that. And I remember him just being flabbergasted that the ghetto in California is so different than the ghetto in New York because it's all tenements and stuff and project or
Yeah.
Section 8 housing and stuff like that. In New York and in LA, people have houses and yards and
Yeah,
and he's
well,
like
it's called
he's like, what? You guys have a whole house?
I remember like one of the first times I went to DC, or
Mhm.
I like drove in DC or in Baltimore, and I'm like, this is insanity.
Yeah.
This should not exist. Where's I, roads are supposed to be straight and not keep veering and have five, cut. What is this? What is this parking lot thing that they're charging me for? It's a different
I
road,
miss
but
living on a
everybody's
grid. It was easy. Directions are easy on a grid. 4
well,
blocks and then a right, 12 blocks and then a left. Like,
yeah. Well, most of the time, if you ever go to DC, though,
Mm,
DC is a mess because it was originally a wagon wheel that
gotcha.
they then put a grid over top of. So there are sections of DC that are just absolutely bizarre and insane. But yeah, that's saying. I mean, that's saying a lot about DC anyway. But anyway, enough of the weirdness. We are here to talk about Christmas and one of the fun Christmas movies. And I've been wanting to do a movie with you for a long time, Sierra. I know we were going to do Dirty Dancing, but something came up. And I know you love Love Actually. I love Love Actually as well. And I thought, what a great time just to catch up, watch a Christmas movie, talk about Christmas, talk about the characters in it. And the way this works is whoops. The way this works is hopefully my screen doesn't go kaflooey. And whoop, there we go. I kind of hit a corner there.
No worries.
I'm at pretty much the 0 mark just before the little, was it Universal?
I'm at the hit play on your DVD Blu-ray menu screen part. So
okay, mine. I've just had that.
okay, let me get there.
I have just on the first note. Literally, I've just got the little bit of a.
Now it's telling me this movie is rated R for sexuality, nudity, and language. Ow.
Yeah,
you didn't warn me.
Oh, please.
All right, so the little sunrise crest is coming up on the globe there for me.
That's okay. Have you frozen there?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Got a little sunrise, just a little bit of a sliver of a sunrise about to happen. Good. I mean, we get as close as possible, and that's fine. But anyway, I'll count down. How many we got watching? Okay, nobody in chat yet. Only one eyeball. So that's for a Friday night. That I'm not surprised. But like I said, this was for me and you. And if any Owl Pals pop in, please say hi in the chat and put a thumbs up. But we're going to enjoy Love Actually for the Christmas season. And get ready. And when I say play, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, play, and then one play.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, play.
All right.
Da, 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 da.
The world is waking up.
Yes.
It is ready for Billy Mack.
Africa's on fire. Universal.
I'm gonna start by saying that Billy Mack is my favorite character in this film.
He is awesome.
There are so many good characters in this film, but Bill Nye just kills it in this movie.
Okay, you're getting a cloud. You're getting a cloud image now.
Yes, I've got the cloud image.
We're flying through the clouds.
But I remember that he's where we start in this movie, so I just had to preface with saying he's brilliant. He's a brilliant man.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Red Nose Love Actually?
No, I know there's one out there.
The update. Yeah, you catch up with all the characters. It's pretty fun.
Nice. I'll have to look that up on YouTube when we're done here.
Yeah, it's hard to find, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find it, let me know. I'll try to find. I might be able to find it. I don't know.
Oh, you have a comment.
Oh, I do. Daniel Heron, how you doing, sir? That is the Birdman, by the way.
Hello, Birdman.
Yeah, Daniel Heron, what is going on? Yes, this is a special Friday night episode of Films with Friends with my former Iconicast co-host, Sierra. We have started the film. If you want to watch along, we are at 1:28, 29, 30. Such a beautiful opening. They filmed at a real airport, Heathrow, in London.
I'll be muting off and on for my coughs. I'd rather not cough into everyone's ears, so just FYI. If you're asking me a question and I pause a moment, that's probably what's happening.
No problemo. Love Actually is all around.
Indeed. I do love the Colin Firth arc in this too, as well.
Yeah, that is, especially the beginning of it. The poor guy.
Yeah, poor schmuck.
Oh, Alan Rickman. God bless his soul.
I love Alan Rickman, and his Colonel Brandon in Sense and Sensibility is one of my all-time most iconic characters of all
I
time.
I love
Um,
I love Jane Austen films.
it is not Die Hard, but Die Hard is undoubtedly a Christmas movie. Don't let anyone tell you different.
I am sorry, I must disagree with you, my
It is
fair
not
Sienna.
Christmas until I watch Hans Gruber fall off of the Nakatomi Tower.
It is a film that takes place at Christmas. It is not a Christmas movie.
Absolutely, it is. There's a ho 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 reference. There's gifts. There's Christmas surprises, giant stuffed teddy bears.
Oh,
God.
These poor I am sorry for the outburst of my guest, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. we did a rewatch.
Daniel agrees with me, so I think you're outnumbered so far, Al.
I know he does. He also thinks Rambo is a Christmas movie.
Oh, I don't know where I land on Rambo. I'd have to watch it again. It's been probably 20 years since the last time I watched Rambo.
It takes place at the Christmas season.
Okay.
But it's not a Christmas movie. I mean, it doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And you know who else agrees with me is Bonnie Somerville, who used to play Mona on Friends.
Okay.
She, I follow her on Twitter, and she's answered some of my tweets. It's kind of cute. I like Bonnie Somerville. She's awesome.
Martine McCutcheon is in this. It just had the list on the thing.
Yeah. Who is that? Martine.
So she is the aide.
She's Natalie. Yeah.
Yes.
She's a cutie pie.
She is adorable, and there is a there's like a night of her doing like Broadway songs.
Oh, cool.
Oh gosh, what is it called? I can't remember.
You have an open invitation to Daniel Herron's to watch a movie on his channel. He does. I'll give a little dap to Daniel Herron. He does. His channel is called Soundtracks with Birdman. He is a big soundtrack guy.
Oh, nice.
And he collects vinyl, and he's got a great collection. He really does. But he knows his soundtracks.
Okay.
So, and he does. He and another friend named Agent Boomer do a show on Wednesday nights. They've had me as a guest a couple times, and they'll watch a movie and talk about not only the movie but the musician, the soundtrack, and stuff like that. It's very good.
Oh, so it's called Martine, an Unforgettable Musical Extravaganza, and it's a tribute to old and new musicals with a variety of guests. And it's really good. She's adorable. Poor Liam Neeson.
I know. I like Liam Neeson. It's just something I've liked him ever since Excalibur.
Who doesn't love Aslan?
Oh, of course. See, I knew him first as Gawain.
Okay.
Excalibur.
That's your show that had Robin Hood from no, that was something else. Hold on. Not Robin Hood from Once Upon a Time. That was something else.
Oh yeah, you mean Colin Donahue?
Yeah. No, not Captain Hook.
Oh no, Captain Hook. Yeah, I'm thinking.
What's his name?
Yeah. I know.
No, I remember because when I went to Wizard World Vegas, you had me say hi to him, and you had me say, I
cannot think of his name all of a sudden.
I can't either.
My mind is blanking. But yeah, he's cool. He was in a great show called Crodman Dune and the Flaming Sword of Fire.
That's the one, and that's the one and he was like, "Wow, nobody." Sean McGuire, that's his name.
Sean McGuire.
He's like, nobody's ever seen that show. Nobody watches that show.
I love
that. He was very impressed that I had a reference for that for him.
And thank you for getting me his autograph. I think I wish he were a bigger star. I think he deserves it. He's funny. He's a decent looking guy. He was in the Meet the Spartans, the 300 parody.
Mhm.
He played the Leonidas character. It
Nice.
was really funny.
He was very sweet and very endearing when Gianna and I met him, and he was very. I'm sorry, that's my daughter. He was very sweet to her, which I appreciated because we met another celebrity that I won't name because I don't like to badmouth celebrities, but we met another celebrity from another show, my absolute all-time favorite show of all time ever. And he just wasn't sincere. He wasn't genuine. He wasn't really interested in meeting fans. It seemed
Yeah.
like, unless they were fawning over him. I'm not sure, but
Well, I will say I've had my experiences with celebrities, of course, at conventions,
mhm.
and I do name names.
Oh, okay.
Jason Momoa was not the most pleasant experience I've ever had. He was more interested in getting his beer than he was greeting people.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying
beer.
he could be a perfectly nice guy. It's just that one little sliver of
Yeah, no,
time I
this
had with him kind of put a
my
bad
daughter
taste in
had
my
seen
mouth.
this actor on The Dukes of Hazzard prior to seeing him on my favorite show.
Ah,
And I just wish he'd been kinder, you know. He wasn't mean. He just wasn't he was just flip.
he wasn't very fatherly as he
He
was
wasn't
on the show.
he was very flip. And I was like, Sean Maguire talked to my daughter, interacted with her. She was, I think, 13 at the time, almost going on 14. So she was awkward and nervous, and she'd never
Yeah.
met celebrities before. And he was so great with her, and I really
Speaking
appreciated
of
that.
awkward and nervous, like poor Natalie here talking to the prime minister.
Yep. She's like, I did have an awful premonition I was going to screw up on the first day.
And the thing
love
is,
love her to pieces.
you get so used to seeing this on television that you forget just how much
How much swearing there is in it.
swearing and some other stuff that they have to cut out. I mean, Martin Freeman stuff is like chopped out of
Yeah.
this because of what he does in this.
Well, that was very awkward for us. So my ex-husband and I saw this in the theater with a couple from church.
Ooh.
None of us knowing what we were in for. And the one friend of ours is actually English, and his wife is from here in the States. But he was excited. He was excited to see an English film or British film, with British actors and everything. And it was very awkward to see with people from on my own. With my ex-husband and I, we would be okay, but with
Mhm.
another couple from church, it made for very awkward theater viewing.
Kiara was so young here.
She's just a baby.
Yeah,
She's not a very memorable character in this film, though. Her role is very small.
Yeah,
and
she's the object.
yeah,
of
there's
unrequited
so
love.
many other performances that kind of outshine hers that I felt like she kind of got the short end of the stick on this one. She's just kind of the pretty face.
Which I think at the time is basically what they wanted, probably, from the character.
Probably.
But when she does have scenes, she does them very well. Her scene,
Yes, she does.
with the whole signage at the end,
Mm-hmm.
I love that scene. And you
I'm
feel
not-
sorry for the Walking Dead guy here, Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, her that scene and of course the Alan Rickman arc is those are my two irks with the characters, and you're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel
Yeah.
irked. You're not really sure who to feel for in the situation, kind of a thing,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I got to the credit. The film does view many different aspects of love, good and bad.
Mhm. As Hugh Grant says at the beginning, old love, new love. He goes
Yeah.
through the list of all the loves.
Love on the Rocks.
Unrequited love, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who's singing here, sadly passed away
Oh,
not that long ago. He had
it's a beautiful voice.
leukemia, something like that. He what's his name here? Lyndon David Hall. He was a
Okay,
big deal in Britain
yeah.
at the time. Like I said, American audiences probably didn't even know who this guy was when he popped up.
Who's calling for a scumbag little brother here? I don't know who his brother is.
Let me see. Who is Jamie's scumbag brother?
I was hoping we'd see like a Bridget Jones-esque fight scene, here, but we don't get to see him punch his brother in the nose or anything,
Love Actually 2, Jamie meets the Prime Minister. What was his brother's name? I did not catch that.
I don't remember. Okay, I have to say I adore Colin. I love his whole take that women in America will love him simply because he has a British accent, because I've seen that happen. I've seen girls completely swoon because a man has an accent, and I don't understand it, because an accent doesn't do it for me on its own, but I just love his whole arc is fun too. I thought, well, we can wait till we get to that part, but oh, Daniel wants to know what this movie is about. So, well, Daniel, this movie is about Christmas and love stories. And some of the love stories are comedic, and some are sweet, and some are tragic, and some are new and beginning, and some are ending. And it's a really fun film.
And nobody falls off a building.
Nobody falls off a building. Nobody walks on broken glass. But their hearts might feel that way, though, Al. Their hearts might feel like they plummeted from a building or shattered like glass.
Especially Emma Thompson's character.
Yes. Who I adore.
Chris Marshall. Always in discussion when they're replacing the Doctor. Doctor Who. Always one of those possibilities ever since David Tennant left. Mm-hmm. Chris Marshall's name always enters the mix.
He's really fun. I could kind of see him as the Doctor, maybe. I don't know. I have such a love for the people who have played the Doctor that I don't want anyone else to be them. But
yeah, there was always that arc with the Doctor. You hate the new guy or girl, and then you kind of like, oh, okay, and then you're like, I don't want him to go, and then new Doctor, boom.
Well, I never watched the classic series.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't familiar with it. I didn't grow up on it or know about it or anything like that. And before actually Doctor Who blew up over here, a friend of my ex-husband's had provided the two David Tennant seasons and the Christopher Eccleston season to him on like a hard drive or something, or like a flash drive or something. And so we watched them, and I was smitten immediately. Nudity alert. So we were trying to figure out what was going on here, and we're like, what's happening? And it's funny because they're the stand-ins for a film, and I don't know if they're stand-ins for an adult film. I didn't think adult films were that high budget that they had stand-ins, but it's obviously just, a regular film that had a lot of sexual encounter going on, that they needed these two characters to act as stand-ins. And poor Bilbo, he's very awkward, but he's very endearing and very sweet as always.
Yeah. Joanna Page, who is I've always liked, she's just always this kind of cute little British girl. And of course, if anybody remembers the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, she was Queen Elizabeth in that.
Oh, she's the same actress that was Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, she's the one who was like the two Queen Elizabeths, because one of them was a Zygon. And
really? Yeah, I guess
she was a little plumper because she had just had a baby.
I was gonna say she's a little chestier in the Doctor Who. Yeah, and then of course with the long hair. Oh wow. And there's Ferb. I don't know if you know this, Mike, because my kids watched Phineas and Ferb growing up. Oh. So what is his name? The
young kid.
Yeah, the kid's name is, we're gonna find him.
Thomas Sangster.
Thomas Sangster is the voice of Ferb on the Disney cartoon Phineas and Ferb.
Yes, he was.
And
he's been in the
girl that plays the girl that he's in love with, Joanna or Joanne, whatever her name is in the movie. She is the voice of Vanessa on that show, who was Doofenshmirtz's daughter. And Ferb is in love with her. Olivia Olsen. So she's the voice of Doofenshmirtz's daughter, and Ferb's secretly in love with her on Phineas and Ferb. And I'm just like, was one a nod to the other? I don't really know. I don't know the backstory on either of those.
That would be so tough to be a pallbearer for your own wife.
Yeah.
God, that's heartbreaking. Laura, I love Laura Linney.
I'm
When they were
curious why she's the American choice for this film.
when they were doing the casting, the director wanted. He's like, you know who would be great for this is Laura Linney. I want someone like Laura Linney. And they kept seeing actress after actress do what was right. He's like, I want someone like Laura Linney. And someone yelled at the director, so, well, get Laura Linney then. And they offered it to her and got her.
Nice. Okay. She's the only American in the film that I'm aware of. Well, besides the girls that, when he goes to America.
Yeah.
But what's her name from 24, Jack Bauer's daughter?
Yeah, oh man, I was just looking at it too. There's so many people in this film.
Elisha Cuthbert,
Elisha Cuthbert.
Yeah.
And Shannon Elizabeth and Denise Richards. Gotta love them. January Jones is in this movie too.
You gotta love the names they have for the American women. We've got Stacy, the American Dream Girl, Jeannie, the American Angel, and Carol Ann, the American Goddess. I don't know who picked those, but that's what they're cast as.
Oh, the Tempters.
And then, of course, there's the real friendly one and the sexy one. So, yeah. So not only is her whole whatever she's got going on super annoying, there's something just about her that just bugs me, like visually, like looking at her. I think it's her eyes are so large. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I find her attractive, but you're
supposed to.
But there is something off.
Yeah.
I can't put my. But yeah, when she said that, it's like, yeah, her eyes are kind of on the big side.
Yeah.
They originally were going to have that character be Jamie's girlfriend that cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
But then they went with just somebody else.
Okay.
Sienna Guillory played it.
The girlfriend, yeah.
Alan Rickman was so great. See, Hans Gruber's in this film. He doesn't fall off a building. He just falls off his marital vow.
Spoilers.
Although they never really revealed if he did.
Well, and that's the thing. They never reveal if he did, but she answers the door in her underwear wearing the necklace he gave her. So,
but they never show him doing the deed.
They don't.
But there is this emotional attachment intention thing that because Emma Thompson finds out.
Yes.
Spoilers. When a film's almost 20 years old, who cares about spoilers?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I don't know how to say her name. She's German in real life. It's Heike Makatosh. I don't know how. I don't German.
Yeah, Heike Makach. Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
she's got blonde hair on.
Here's my best friend. I just love that he doesn't care. He's at the age where he's like, I can't even do the acronym right now. It's my hot toddy kicking in. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
IDGAF. That's what it is. I had to think about it.
I mean, it just all the stuff he's been in. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Hitchhikers, Underworld.
All of the Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost movies.
Yeah, I guess Shaun of the Dead, and
yeah.
And what he was going to do, or
he was one of the voices in Fleshed Away, which was another kids film with Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Oh, you would love that. You would love it. It's a Aardman Studios. It's the claymation, the Wallace and Gromit guys.
Oh yeah.
And it's Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet and Ian McKellen and a bunch of people. What's his name? The French guy from The Professional is in it. Yeah, it's very cheeky and very fun. I love their films. Gianna and I were just talking about how we're going to be watching Arthur Christmas together because we love that film.
Yeah, I've been on a heavy Christmas watching, as I have been letting people know. I've been doing every now and then, like every few weeks, I've been doing a video just talking about the new Hallmark movies I've been watching, and some
Oh
of the ones
dear.
on Netflix.
Al and his Hallmark films.
Oh, I love them. God, I
I
just
know you do. I know you do.
it's I will say happily ever after, unless they do a sequel, because then they always break them up only
Yeah.
to get back together in a sequel. Because they had, did you ever see Brandon Routh's
No.
Hallmark film, the 9 Lives of Christmas? First of
No.
all, watch it. It's great. It's one of my faves. But they just did a sequel called 9 Kittens of Christmas, and you find out some stuff. But it's adorable.
It is now 4 weeks till Christmas. The film starts at 5 weeks till Christmas, which we always watch it 5 weeks before Christmas in my house. We've already watched this film once this year, so I'm doing a special second rewatch for you, Al.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. But we always watch it 5 weeks before Christmas because that's when the film starts. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Well, just like if anybody, I don't know if anybody's watching now, probably not, but if anybody does hear this before, I'd say midnight-ish, I do have a poll on Twitter about what I'm going to watch on the 18th. Next Saturday, it's either going to be the 1951 Scrooge with Alistair Sim, or the 1970 musical Scrooge with Albert Finney. And right now, the musical is winning.
Not Scrooged with Bill Murray?
No, we actually watched that a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so I just like doing something new and different.
Gotcha. God, I love Karen Allen.
Oh,
I think I wanted to be Karen Allen as a child because she was in Indiana Jones and she got to kiss Indiana Jones, and that was all I wanted to do as a child, was kiss Han Solo. Which is creepy because I was a kid.
I guess then you wanted to be Princess Leia because.
Well, but see, I didn't want to be Princess Leia because I didn't, as a kid, hello. I didn't see Princess Leia and the whole Luke thing. I did not like Luke Skywalker when I was a kid, and it was funny because all my friends were like, "Oh, Luke Skywalker is so handsome," and I was like, "No, he's not. Han Solo is," and nobody agreed with me because I have this thing for like roguish bad boys, sadly, and so I thought Han Solo was the cat's meow or whatever, and then Indiana Jones came out, and Karen Allen was just tough, She drank everybody under the table, and she fought bad guys, and she did all this stuff too. And I know Princess Leia did too, but Leia didn't hit me the same way until later in my life than Karen Allen did. I think I wanted to be an adventurer more than a space princess. I don't know.
Well, you could be. Why not both?
Why not both?
A little girl.
I did want to be an astronaut. I had space shuttle posters and models in my room as a child. When everyone else had New Kids on the Block, I had space shuttles.
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Oh, nice.
But then I found out I was very bad at math.
Same, exactly. I found out I had to be good at math.
And actually, it's not that I was bad at
math. Yay! Daniel loves Karen Allen too.
Yeah. Can we watch 1941? That's a Christmas film on the hand. This is not a Christmas film. But 1941 is awesome and has a great soundtrack.
I don't think I've ever seen 1941.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Do you know about it? It's a Steven Spielberg film. Takes place just after Pearl Harbor. It's got Belushi, Aykroyd.
I was going to say, is it a comedy? Because I'm looking at it right now.
It's a comedy, and it is fantastic. It's just bizarre.
It sounds like something my mom would love because she loves Dan Aykroyd. But
yeah. Have you seen the
Speaking of, I have not seen the newest Ghostbusters, but my mom did go see it in the theater, and she was in love.
Yes,
see,
it is
here's where she's trying to work her voodoo on Alan Rickman, and I just want to slap her and shake him really hard.
I will say, let me say this. Alan Rickman's not a bad-looking guy, but she could get anybody she wants. What is it with Alan Rickman?
something about maybe his job is more high profile than we realize. And he makes more money than he does. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, his wife is the sister of the prime minister, so maybe she comes from money. I don't know.
I love those bookshelves, by the way. There.
I just want to live in a place that I can call my flat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love everything about English language, and I wish that I could speak like an English person with all of the English slang without sounding like a total poser, because it's all so lovely.
Well, today I took the lift downstairs.
I was watching Great British Bake Off as my guilty pleasure, and it's not even a guilty pleasure because it's the purest possible reality show there is on television. Like, everyone is so kind and so wonderful, and yeah, just all the stuff that my daughter has me translate for her. Someone said, "Are you taking a mic?" And I said, "That means, are you kidding? Are you joking? Are you having a jab at me?" Like, having to translate the British lingo for her. I wish I could speak like that all the time.
Yeah, well, see, I watch several British sitcoms. Are You Being Well? I used to watch Are You Being Served all the time. It's not on anymore around here. But as time goes by, and a very guilty pleasure, which is Last of the Summer Wine. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's about
No, I have not.
Old guys who just get into trouble all the time. And
like in a grumpy old men vein, or like
guys who are kind of going through their second childhood.
What's okay? What's the one from the 80s with Kirk Russell and not Kirk Russell, Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster? Do you remember that movie? Was it called Tough Guys?
Maybe. It sounds right.
They were like old men that had been bank robbers or something, and then they went to jail for a really long time, and they got out when they were old again.
I know what you're talking about, but I remember watching it, but it's not in my brain. It didn't stick. I do remember.
But is it like that, or is it? Yeah, it's called Tough Guys.
Yeah, no, it's like friends in a quaint English village, and they just are quirky and kind of get into little bits of trouble. It's a sitcom. It was on for like 30 years. I mean, like, a lot of them died during the run, like because you got to hand it to the Brits, though. They really respect older actors.
I do love this part in the film when he tells them, worse than the total agony of being in love. He's like, no, you're right. You're screwed.
Yeah. I love their relationship in this.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
That's his stepson, right?
Yes, it's his stepson.
Yeah. And I think that's a huge credit to him being that close.
Yeah.
To his stepson. And because basically he's probably not even any different than his son. That's blood. As far as he's concerned, it's blood.
Yeah.
Laura Linney, you do not have to put on a lot of makeup to look good. Her natural look is much better than her horror.
And then there's what is he? King Xerxes here.
That's him?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know this.
From 300, yep.
I did not know that was the same guy.
Same guy. He was also on Lost.
Rodrigo Santoro. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah. But he was Xerxes in 300. And he was on Lost.
He was on Westworld.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Paolo on Lost. God, people hated his character.
He was a jerk.
It was Paolo and that blonde girl that nobody liked, and they were so happy when they killed them.
And here, this is where you just want to take a vacation, take a holiday.
I know.
In Portugal. Or I guess he's in France, but the girl's Portuguese. Because the lady who brings the girl, to clean the house says he's speaking French to her, and she says she's not French, she's Portuguese. And there's Natalie with her thighs like tree trunks. Which I think those are some good looking tree trunks.
When they say she that it is a pretty sizable ass, I'm like, really? That's a That's
Yeah,
nice. That's what a woman's supposed to look like.
that's right. She's broad where a broad should be broad, right?
And she is freaking adorable. I mean, just everything
Yeah,
about
she's
her. Just
adorable.
adorable is the word that in the dictionary you put the word adorable, and then you got Natalie.
Yeah. She was in an episode of one of the Agatha Christie miniseries. I don't know if it was the Miss Marples or if it was the Poirot, but she was in one of those episodes, and I was so excited because I had never seen her in anything besides this film at the time. And then she was in one of those, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Natalie from Love Actually."
Yeah, look. Let's see what.
Yeah, it was Agatha Christie's
Agatha
Marple.
Christie's Marple.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she was in Spooks. Yeah, that's about like their KGB, not KGB. What am I talking about? What are they called? M5.
M5,
M6?
MI5.
MI5. MI5. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, she was on EastEnders. Well, she was really on EastEnders. God,
Yeah.
364 episodes. Now, where are you on Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant always plays himself in movies.
Yeah, he always looks like his face is melting.
I get that.
Someone once used the term squidgy.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good word for squidgy.
My daughter was obsessed with him for a moment and watched like everything he was in, regrettably to her dismay, because some of his films are not great. I'm looking at you, 9 months. But
I'm sorry, I liked 9 months. I thought that was cute.
So bad.
His character is.
What was the other one? Oh no, the worst one than that was Mickey Blue Eyes.
Never saw that one.
With James Caan.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
He's dating James Caan's daughter, and James Caan is a mobster. And so James Caan tries to pass him off as a mobster to the other crew. Like, I don't even know. And it's so bad. Like, his accent's so bad. Like, everything's bad. You didn't miss anything. But here's my best friend again. He's back. Billy Mack.
I like his little contest with the with
the NSYNC of England.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming up. We're not quite there yet, but I just love when he tells the kids, don't buy drugs. Become a rock star. They give them to you for free. and everyone's freaking out in the studio. They're like, you can't say that.
And his poor manager. I love his manager. He's just like always.
Gregor Fisher is his manager. Very Scottish.
We've got little pricks. Here it is.
Yeah. And it's time for a commercial break. We got no more. Bye-bye. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble with Daniel Heron. Oh boy. Yeah. I got called a bastard. I don't know that I've ever been called a bastard in my life. Bitch, maybe, but never bastard. I always thought that was more of a guy thing, you know.
Say, maybe he's talking about me. I've never seen
yeah. But
Daniel Heron will tell you what he thinks.
I don't doubt it.
Me and him have had many conversations, especially about Die Hard. But but I will say, when he does have a little Santa hats.
I love that that these are the pictures in the art studio that are all nude pictures, but all the parts or the emphasis is all on Santa hats on everything. And when the little girls are snickering at it because there's a bunch of old men's naked bums, he says, it's not funny, it's art. Really? With the Santa hats and everything? Okay, because it kind of looks like a meme, but okay.
I keep forgetting she was also in Star Wars. A lot of people.
Yeah, they say she was there and she's uncredited. And I remember the kids always trying to find Keira Knightley, among
She
the Padme girls,
yeah, she was actually Amidala at one. I
Yeah,
mean, she was in the full
posing as Amidala,
thing.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But I have heard many people say that Keira Knightley is the British Natalie Portman, or vice versa. Natalie Portman is the American, although she was born in Israel, but the American Keira Knightley. Um,
I can see that. They kind of
yeah,
they
I've
would
heard
they
that
would
from
work
people before.
they would work in similar fit in the similar roles.
See, and there's the evil girl that's for some reason opening her
Oh
thighs at Alan Rickman. And you can tell he's uncomfortable. He doesn't know what to do in the situation, but she's attractive and she's sexy and he's a man.
yeah,
And it's difficult when a girl is throwing themselves, at my experience,
not that
for
I would
guys,
know.
not that you would know. Yeah, right. You had your heyday.
Not a lot of hay in my day, but definite shortage on the hay. But
Oh, and here's where we meet Aurelia. I love her.
I love how he tries to learn Portuguese for her.
I know. I love that when the big scene at the end when he's talking to her and she's talking to him, all their conjugations and everything are wrong
Yeah,
because they've learned, from a textbook. And that's really how you speak a language when you only learn it in school or something, when you're not immersed in the culture to learn the language kind of a thing. I just think it's adorable all the ways the words come out wrong.
yeah, and this is an example of how you can make up a beautiful girl to look very dowdy.
Yeah.
But
And
when she like takes the ponytail down and she doesn't really have to do anything. It's just like a shift.
well, and they messed
The
this
way you
part
look
up
at
right
her.
here. This always cracks me up because he says molto bueno. And the maid who's French says that's Spanish. Well, bueno is Spanish, but molto is Italian. So he actually mashed up Italian and Spanish for that one term because in Spanish you would say muy or más.
Yeah,
You wouldn't say molto. Molto's Italian.
yeah, muy
My mother says it
very.
all the time. Yeah, but it would be, but it's not bueno in Italian. That's
I took
Spanish.
I took 4 or 3 years of Spanish. I can't remember. I don't remember a lot of it. But
In Italian, it would be molto bene.
yeah, molto bene.
Molto bene.
Mangia.
Definitely. That's always said in my household. My mother didn't speak fluent Italian, but what she did speak to us was either all commands, like sit down, shut up, eat your food, come here, stuff like that. Or it was endearing. It was like cara mia and things like that, but there wasn't fluent Italian spoken in my household. Her mother refused to speak to teach the children Italian because she wanted to be allowed to gossip with her sister without her children knowing what they were talking about. So there you have it. That's why I'm not a fluent Italian speaker. I could have been.
Their little dig at the Americans in here.
Well, you made Billy Bob Thornton the president. I mean, if that's not a jab at George W. Bush, who I believe was president at the time that this film came out. Was it Bush in 2003?
It was 2000. Yeah, it was
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Through 2008, and then it was Obama.
And he's just sleazy. Like everything about Billy Bob Thornton is sleazy anyway.
Yeah.
And then you make him the president and you're just like,
I know.
Ew, I feel like I'm covered in American slime.
Did you ever see Monsters Ball with Halle Berry?
No, I did not. It was so graphic. I understood that I didn't want to see it.
It's a very hard film to watch, but the performances are great.
Yeah,
but it does make you like wiggle. It's got Heath Ledger in it too, and there's a kind of a sad scene in it, but yeah, he always does kind of play because on Big Bang Theory he plays a sleazy guy too.
Yeah.
They asked when this film was out, it was like a lot of people in Britain were like, "Yeah, I loved what he had to say about the U.S. president," and they wanted Tony Blair to say, something
Yeah.
like that. And Tony Blair was like, "You know what? If I said that today, what would happen tomorrow, a week from now, months from now, a couple years from now?" It's like, don't mess up your relationship because
over a film.
don't you've got to really be sensible in the way you approach things. Yeah, it's a rah-rah kind of moment for here, and it's because he was coming on to her.
I do like that he's very protective of her before he's even proclaimed his feelings. It's very cute.
Now, see, I would say he's not Bush. I would say he's a Bush-Clinton hybrid because that's more of a Clinton move. I think.
Yeah, but because he was Texan, I think. Well, I mean, but Clinton was from Arkansas. He still had the accent, kind of.
Well,
but
if you ever notice in a lot of like British sitcoms, when they do an American, it's always like a over-the-top Texan.
I'm not as familiar with the over-the-top Texan, but I'll be on the lookout for it.
Well, it's always like some boisterous guy. He's got a cowboy hat. He talks like that. That's their stereotypical American when they have an American character that they want everyone to know this is an American. They kind of make him a big old Texan.
Yeah, could be. I know everybody from California thinks they don't have an accent because we can't distinguish, what we say as being different. And so, well, we don't have an accent, but to people elsewhere, it sounds like an accent to them. So,
yeah, well, same here. Southern Maryland has an accent, and I slip into it a little bit sometimes, but I adapt. I kind of have a very even accent, I think. Well, Eastern Atlantic kind of an accent.
Okay.
A very neutral accent, I think.
I think it's very neutral as well because I don't hear anything real distinctive that would tell me you're from a certain area. I worked with a gal that was from New York, and all her aw sounds would come out, and she'd say water and dwater, and
if I were like a badass American, he's like, you can say that now, but your country is real small, and we've got many more missiles than we would need to make you just disappear. So you got a tiny island. I don't even need to waste about 3 atomic missiles. Nuclear, I guess you would have to
nuclear. Say. Wow. What decade are you living in, Al?
I know, the atomic age. They put her in a fat suit because she was so skinny. They bulked her up.
Who?
Emma Thompson. They bulked her up a little bit because she was so skinny.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I love her. She's married to the guy that played Willoughby in Sense and Sensibility. They fell in love on the set and they got married. They've been married ever since.
You mean she married the bad guy?
She did.
Wow. I do like that movie. I did not know she married Willoughby.
That's my favorite Austen story of all the Austen stories. I've read all of Jane Austen's. I mean, there's novel-wise, she has like 6 books, but
oh yeah, Greg Wallace.
But I've Sense and Sensibility is by far my favorite.
Because I know I was watching on YouTube. There's this channel called Sorted. Have you ever seen that? It's a cooking kind of a channel from Britain.
No.
And just like last week or so, they had an episode with Emma Thompson and her daughter, who suffers from anorexia.
Okay.
And so it was kind of a thing to promote that. I love this. It's so iconic.
So iconic. I love that Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, and Alan Rickman were all in Sense and Sensibility.
Yep.
And I love that they make those 3 characters particularly connected in this film. I'm positive they do that for those reasons. Like, they're brother and sister, they're husband and wife. They were all in this other film together, and now they're all like related in this film,
And technically, the other one, Kate Winslet is in this film too, sort of, because they watched Titanic.
They do watch Titanic. You're right.
So it's a big time sensibility reading.
He says, "We need Kate, we need Leo, and we need them now." Yes, and it's the same thing with the Phineas and Ferb thing. It's the Ferb character being, the Thomas Sangster character being in love with the Olivia Olsen character. They're in love with each other he's in love with her on Phineas and Ferb. I'm like, that can't be a mistake. That has to be on purpose. I don't like to believe in coincidences. I like to believe in things being connected.
Oh yeah.
Call me idealistic.
Okay, you're idealistic.
All right. Where do we fall on York peppermint patties?
I love York peppermint patties.
I'm eating one right now. They're so good. They come in snowflake shapes.
Oh,
technically,
cool.
Technically, it looks like a Star of David, but it's considered a snowflake shape.
Oh, just like the Reese's Christmas trees.
Yes. Oh, and there goes his whole book in the ocean. And what's so cute about them is they're constantly on the same wavelength, but they can't speak to each other because they don't speak each other's language.
Yeah.
But they're totally always thinking the same thing, and they're always on the same page, and they're always, and I just love that. It's kind of a love transcends everything vibe that you get from their relationship.
Nice tattoo.
And she's got the back tattoo. She's got the tramp stamp. So he knows she likes to get a little bit naughty.
So I have to ask, do you have a tramp stamp?
I do not.
Ah.
I have an ankle tattoo on my right ankle, and I have one right up the top base of my neck at the top of my back. But no.
Oh, that's a cool. I've always liked that area for a tattoo for a woman.
Yeah.
I like the back, the base of the neck on the back. I do like the tramp stamp area. And like I said, the ankle's kind of cool. It's kind of cool too.
The girls were both born in April. One's in Aries, one's a Taurus. And every month has a birth flower that's more well known than another month, than any other. But actually, technically, every month has two birth flowers. And so the April is a daisy and a sweet pea. Aww. And so I've been wanting to get those tattooed kind of on my stomach area, like around where the ovaries kind of reside, because that's where my girls came from. But I haven't found, the artist that I want to render it at this point. So I had found one.
Would this be in the belly button area, or
no? Kind of to the side,
to the side,
like off to the side of the belly button. But
also, you would have one on each side because two different. Ovaries.
No, I'd have them together.
Okay.
But I could just kind of intertwine. And then mine's March, so I'd have a daffodil for me. So I kind of there's an artist who does beautiful work, but she's constantly booked solid. She doesn't use any black outlines. She does everything in like shading and color tones and stuff, and it's absolutely gorgeous work. But she's so hard to book.
Daffodil's my favorite flower.
Daffodil's my favorite flower.
Yeah, I love daffodils.
My grandmother called me her buttercup like my whole life. And she would say, "Is that my precious buttercup?" And I'd be like, "Yes, Noni."
That's why you put it under your chin. If you have a little yellow shine, you like butter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
I think mine's May. What is mine? Hawthorn?
I don't know what May is.
That's my tree. I forget
May birth flower. We're looking it up right now. We're going to find this mystery out.
Yes. It must happen.
May is
because I know my
lily of the valley.
Lily, that's it. Lily of the valley. Mm-hmm. And I know my gemstone.
How very appropriate for your Catholic self.
Emerald. Yes, very much.
Yes, you are emerald, which I always my birthstone is aquamarine, and it's nice. It's a very pale blue, Mm-hmm. Almost it gets confused with topaz a lot when you try to shop for it online, People try to pass off topaz as aquamarine. Yeah. But I was always like envious of like February for having amethyst, because as we know, purple for Prince.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And then September is sapphire, and I love blue.
I remember. I love this video, which is like just so Robert Palmer.
This is Robert Palmer. Like, this is 100%. You're gonna have to face it. You're addicted to love.
But I remember we were getting rings, class rings, and you have to pick the gemstone. Everybody's picking their birthstone, and I was like, I don't want a green stone because our school colors were blue and silver.
Oh my gosh, that was like kryptonite.
Oh man, that would have been cool. Now that I think about it. But I just got the blue stone
for the school color. Well, you remember on Smallville when Clark got the class ring and it was red because the school colors were red, and that was red kryptonite because they were trying to pass off red kryptonite as rubies, and then he went all evil dark Clark.
Yeah, I like evil Clark.
I like evil Clark, but I'm not in love with evil Clark.
I like red Clark and red Chloe.
Red Chloe was fun. She had little black streaks in her hair.
Yeah.
Here's where Keira Knightley's like, I really am a nice person. Why can't you just be nice to me?
I know.
He's like, because I'm madly in love with you, you crazy lady.
He's put up that wall trying to protect himself, and it makes it. And she thinks that.
And I think to protect his friend too, because he truly loves his best friend. If he's willing to stay silent about his feelings for that girl, he truly cares about his friend, and he doesn't want to hurt his friend either.
Yeah, and that's a good point. A lot of people kind of view his little declaration thing at the end as kind of weird and squeamy.
It is a little bit like, hey, so will you have a side thing with me? Like it's a little.
Well, no, because I think he's just saying, it's like, yeah, I love you, I always will, but I know it'll never happen, and I'm going to go off and do it. I don't think he's asking her to do something.
But see, and I feel
she goes out and kisses him.
I know, and that's the thing. Her. That's on her, and that's the part that I was saying earlier irks me about it. Is she goes out and kisses him, and I'm like, you guys are planting seeds. You don't know what you're doing. Stop what you're doing right now. You're planting seeds, okay? And seeds grow if you water them. So stop.
Yeah. But I love to see it because when she's watching it, she realizes just how focused he is.
Yes, it dawns on her. She's like, oh, I look quite pretty. And then she's like, wait, hold a moment.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. She's like, oh, hold on. Can I just say I loved her in Bend It Like Beckham?
I had not seen Bend It Like Beckham.
You would love Bend It Like Beckham. Watch it.
I probably would.
It's so good. You would love it.
I'm trying to catch films I haven't seen.
I highly recommend Bend It Like Beckham to you, Al.
After Christmas is, after like 2022 is going to be a big catch-up year for a lot of things I haven't seen in a long time.
Okay, bye. Happy wedding. Enjoy your honeymoon.
I will say she looks cute in that hat.
I love page boy hats. I was a newsie for Halloween once. I'll have to find the picture and send it to you. But I had big oversized pants, and I wore like a wife beater tank top and suspenders and the page boy cap, and I had my newspaper that said the 49ers had won whatever they had won, because as a big 49er fan back in the day, I don't have time for football anymore. I don't keep up with it like I did when I was younger, but
yeah.
But
at least your team still has a name. They stripped my team's name away.
The Washington football team.
Yeah, part of me hopes they keep it that way.
I actually dated a guy who was a big Redskins fan. Yes, they're the Redskins.
Yeah, they always will be.
And he was devastated. They took the team name away. It was like one of those things. His mother had passed away a few years back, and she had given him a Redskins jacket one year just as like a gift or something, or just as a jacket. I don't remember the circumstances under which he got the Redskins, but as a child, she gave him, a Redskins jacket. And so that became his team, was this jacket he got from his mom. And he was so heartbroken when they took the name away.
Yeah, just ripped our name away. They're going to rename us something else. That's why part of me hopes we just keep WFT, Washington Football Team. But
there you go.
But I don't know. I'm pretty sure they'll keep the colors, but I'm thinking they're gonna. I hope they come up with an R, because I always like the R Ooh, bring in a little Dido, going old school Dido.
I know, right? This is such a good song. This was on Smallville too, I believe. In case you didn't know, viewers, Smallville is my favorite television show of all time. Say what you will, but I
I loved it
adore.
too. I went to Philadelphia for the sole reason to meet Allison Mack, who is perfectly lovely, and I hope she's doing fine.
I hope she's doing better. You know, I don't know if you and I have ever talked about my theory on Allison Mack. Okay. But my theory on Allison Mack is, as a developing young, 17, 18-year-old girl starting out on Smallville, she'd been in a couple other things prior to that. She was in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves or whatever, and she was in some other stuff. But as a developing young girl in Hollywood, she was never the bombshell. She was never the object of the main guy's affection, really.
Yeah.
And in Smallville, she was always second to Lana. And I feel like even if it's just acting that you're doing in a movie, I feel like you can't help but let that affect your psyche.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I followed her blog and stuff when she was, in Smallville and everything. And she had a lot of self-doubt and a lot of self-consciousness and insecurity about her appearance and the way she looked. And they would tell her on the show she'd gained too much weight. And I'm like, God, I can't think of a time Chloe ever looked overweight to me.
Man, I loved
but
Chloe.
they would tell her that, you gained some weight, you need to lose weight, and I just feel like what that does to a girl makes her vulnerable and makes her susceptible.
Have you seen some of the pictures of her, like, in the last few years before the whole thing?
No.
She looked emaciated.
Oh, sweet angel.
And
I just think that makes you really susceptible to the kind of people who prey on other people to drag them into cults, to, take advantage of them, to, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying she's innocent. What she did, there isn't really an excuse for, but I do feel for her. I do feel like there's some sympathy for the villain in this piece because of just how she grew up in Hollywood,
Yeah, and I'm sure Keith Renier, or whatever his name was, knew how to
prey on her
and twist her psyche to his own.
I do think it's interesting that Kristen Crook was involved with him before Allison Mack was, and is actually the one who invited Allison Mack to his seminars. And then she ended up not following through on it and stopping going, and Allison Mack continued on with it.
I love that they're doing this, the flying thing.
Yeah, and he's like, "Fool, you can't trust fall with me." Probably had to pay James Cameron some big rights to use that clip from the film on this film, but
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, I did. What was funny is I read Chris Marshall did like a lot of his stuff for free because he says, I had too much fun for 21 takes of girls ripping my clothes off.
Nice.
He's like, I don't need to be paid for this. I had too much fun. So
that's awesome.
I'd have taken the money and had the good time. So that's on him.
Oh, this is when he gets his new aide, and she's not hot and doesn't have thighs like tree trunks and a sizable ass.
She's not ugly, though.
She's not, but she's not Natalie.
Oh, she's not Natalie, no.
I mean, come on. Sometimes it's that you don't know what you got till it's gone thing, And here come Aurelia and Jamie again. Apologia. He's so funny. He's grandi familio.
Man, you got enough garlic and wine there, buddy?
I know, right? Hey, he would be really, really welcome in my family.
I love garlic. God. Oh, I haven't done it in a long time. Roast garlic. You ever roasted garlic?
You know what? I used to work at a bagel shop, and we used to make our own schmears on the premises, our own spreads. And we used to roast garlic in the oven. So you would take all the cloves of garlic and you'd skin them and you'd put them on the parchment paper, like a couple layers of parchment paper, and pour olive oil all over it, wrap the parchment paper up, and then it would go in that oven, that rotating oven that the bagels would go in. And it would roast until it was cooked through so that it was completely like smushable. And then you would smash it into the cream cheese with artichoke hearts. It was a roasted garlic artichoke heart cream cheese. My God, was that good?
Oh,
It
that
was
is
so good.
that's almost as good as like phone food porn right there, talking like that. But
I
yeah,
will give you all
'cause
the you know me, Al. I'll give you all the baking porn. Come on now.
Oh, I know you do some good baking stuff. I will admit. No, but I always did. The version I always learned to do was with the Frugal Gourmet. I don't know if you remember when he
Yeah,
was
I
a
do
big
remember
deal.
the Frugal Gourmet. Yeah.
Loved the frug as he would call himself, but he would chop the top off of the garlic, and you would pour tons of olive oil. You could even put butter on it if you wanted. And then you wrap it in aluminum foil, and you put that in the oven and just let it go until it's all nice and gooey cloves.
Okay, why is this a trope in movies where the characters turn around and look and then look away again, and then the other character turns around and looks and sees that they're not looking, so then they every freaking movie, like, I'm like, no, that's not real life at all. I will look until you're out of sight to make sure you're not going to turn around and look, because movies have scarred me with this whole look and then look away real fast, because the other person is gonna turn around, damn it, and I need to catch that.
I like Billy Mack has inspired him to get into music.
And I love that he says, for God's sake, Ringo Starr married a Bond girl. Whatever, Dad. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who these people are, Meatloaf and Ringo Starr, whatever. I just know I'm going to become a musician now.
I still say Meatloaf has the greatest album of all time, Bat Out of Hell.
Which one is that? Is that the one that has I Would Do Anything for Love?
Yes.
Okay. That's the only Meatloaf song.
That's Bat Out of Hell 2.
Oh, that's the only Meatloaf song I know, I think, Al. I don't think I know any others.
Do you ever hear Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
I have, but I didn't know it was Meatloaf, I don't think.
Bat Out of Hell, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's a great album. Jim Steinman. But yeah, Bat Out of Hell 2, Back into Hell is also fantastic. Yeah, I love Meatloaf is in my pantheon with Queen and ZZ Top and Rick Springfield. So appropriately dressed she is. It's just, have you ever seen someone did a chart that links all these people. You with me, Sarah? Uh-oh, have I lost you? You vile seductress.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, there you go. I was like wondering what happened to you.
All right. No, I muted it so I could go grab some more water because I was choking. I was coughing to death. And so I apologize there for a moment. Your viewers, at the beginning I mentioned I'm just getting over a cold. So I had to.
You were hot toddied up, weren't you?
I was hot toddied up. That's what happened. No, I had to go refill my water. But when you do water from the fridge, it sounds like you're going to the bathroom, and then it's a whole thing. So I
just have my little thing of lemonade next to me, as I usually do, or as I call it, virgin limoncello.
Oh, okay, there you go. I do love a lemon drop. I think they hate me at the bar because when I go to the bar with a friend of mine, everybody basically just gets really basic liquor drinks, and I'm like, make me something fruity and fabulous. I want a lemon drop. I want a cosmopolitan. I want
You need a shirt that says that. Fruity and fabulous.
fruity and fabulous. I do. There's a place by me. It's Visconti's Italian restaurant, owned by a local family that I know from when I worked at the school. Their grandkids all went to the school that I work at, and they've all worked in the restaurant at some point or another. Excellent, phenomenal Italian food. It's very hard to please me with Italian food because I grew up with my noni cooking for me, and nobody's cooking ever measured up to hers. And she's from a very specific region in Tuscany, and her cooking is very specific to that region. And a lot of Italian food places are more Sicilian and Southern Italian influenced, and hers is more Northern Italian influenced. And so Italian food is very difficult. But all that to say, they have a triple berry martini that is absolutely sensational. And I only came across it accidentally on my 40th birthday. A friend of mine threw my birthday party there for me. And she told the bartender, she said, it's her 40th birthday. I want you to give her something fruity, vodka-based, and really sweet and tasty, because that's what she likes. And I want you to make sure that her drink is never empty all night. And I honestly don't know how many drinks I had that night, because I thought I counted 4, but other people said it was more than that,
The never-ending glass.
But I had a designated driver, and it was my 40th birthday, and so I was good. I just enjoyed the evening and the good food and the good company and the fabulous triple berry martinis. They float a little blackberry in it. It's so good. They're so good.
Ooh. I was always like a screwdriver or a Sex on the Beach guy if I wanted something that.
Nice.
But I would also go towards the White Russian.
Okay.
Very dude vibes.
Yeah, very dude vibes. See, I love who's you have a new viewer, Cora Parker.
Cora Parker, how you doing?
What is VOT?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Cora, what's VOT? I don't speak VOT. I don't know what that. Anyway, I'm a very vodka-based drinker, and I love vodka-based drinks. And honestly, my go-to, if nothing else, when I go to some place, is either a vodka cranberry or a vodka ginger ale or ginger beer. Kind of a mule, but depending on what they have at the bar. But
I tried to get ginger beer last week, but the store was out.
But that's why Cosmos are good. They're basically vodka, cranberry juice, and lime. Like, that's all they really are, Yeah,
I'd be I don't know. I could see myself doing like Jack and Coke or.
Yes, Troy. We love vodka. Who's Troy?
Troy Pacelli is my partner on Saturday Night Rewatch.
Oh, he's the one you were talking about earlier, right?
Yes, we were talking about you releasing the Kraken because
that's right.
She was releasing the Hot Toddy Kraken earlier today.
Yes, I had my Jameson Hot Toddy for my cold.
Yes,
less cranberry juice means more room for vodka. Absolutely.
I was so we were talking about the dealing with people who have been drinking. I was like, no problemo, do it all the time.
Yeah. No, I was telling Al I got really, really sick one time on Kraken dark rum, and I haven't drunk it since. But I'm gonna blame it on the Kraken and not on the amount of consumption. Don't believe anything he says. Oh wait, the Kraken, yeah, believe that.
Yeah, he releases the Kraken quite a bit. He channels his inner Perseus quite a bit.
Yeah. No, we were at the bar last weekend, and the bartender took a I can't remember the name of the vodka, or the name of the whiskey, but it was a peanut butter whiskey. Oh, but it was a specific brand. But she mixed peanut butter whiskey with cranberry juice, which I thought was going to be nasty, but it actually
sounds weird.
it tasted like a PB&J.
I could see that, yeah. I forgot Laura Linney went topless in this.
She totally did. She was all boob out.
God bless America. Well, she
This
is
one
American.
kind of irks me too. I forgot how much this irks me. I understand being codependent. I really do.
Yeah.
But wow, I just really like it doesn't
If you're in
like
that position, let it
when
ring.
when it's right, especially with those abs. I mean, come on. But
I've got abs like that somewhere under the layers of whatever.
but
I will
no,
say,
but just he
Xerxes
even
is a
says to
good-looking
her,
man.
he even says to her, um, will it make him better? And she says no, and he's like, then maybe don't answer. Like it seems so obvious, but
Mhm.
she can't not do it. She's been doing it for so long.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by the way she delivers that line. I'm glad to do it. You know, she kind of like,
Yeah.
I love him. He's my brother, but oh
It's
my God, it
it's
does get
typical
big.
codependence. It's typical, it's very sad,
Mhm.
honestly.
Now, see, if I were him and I was like really into her, I would be 100% fine with it because I know she's dealing with something.
Yeah. But he is kind of like, I'm super hot and I'm blessing you with my presence. So if you're not into it, I'm out. I mean, he's got his like European briefs on. Like, I'm a boxer girl myself, but he knows he's young and virile. Yes, Troy, see this film NOW.
If anybody is out there and is wondering, we are at the 1:13 and 32 second mark.
Daniel, how do you eat dinner in just 10 minutes? You're fast, sir. What did you have for dinner, Daniel?
Well, yeah, I can say it depends on what you have too.
Yeah. I had leftover Chinese food, which means I'm hungry in 30 minutes, but it's
Oh
fine.
God, I've been wanting Chinese really bad. I've not used DoorDash. I'm tempted to use DoorDash one day and get some Chinese food.
You've never used DoorDash?
Never used DoorDash. I use Instacart for
God.
groceries, but I've never.
Next year I'll send you a DoorDash gift card for Christmas. I didn't think of
Ooh.
it this year, but you got to use DoorDash. It's like the simplest way to get
Yeah,
takeout.
get like real cool food. Like there's this place just up the road actually, and they've got like really cool Greek food. And, oh, that'd be so cool. You vile temptress. Hello.
But I mean, when you got it like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I will say the red does not hurt.
Well, it goes with the horns.
Definitely. So what'd you have for dinner? Indigestion?
All right, here's what we got for VOT since Cora never checked back in. We've got voice onset time, victims of trafficking, voice of theater, value over time, veterans of truth, voice of tranquility. I don't know. Those are some of the acronyms that came up when I Googled it.
Huh. None really seemed to fit.
None really seemed to fit, huh? Vegetable oil treated.
Well, in some cases, yeah. You do feel sorry. I mean, because I used to work with the mentally ill population, and it can be rough when they're going through a bad time.
Poor Emma Thompson.
I've always thought
that is so sad.
She's such a classic beauty too. I just love it.
Oh, here we go. Very off topic.
Oh, okay.
So she said very off topic, FYI.
Yeah, well, see, that's part of what we do here. We get off topic sometimes, and that's fine.
All right.
I'm having a great time. I'm loving this.
What were we even talking about at that time? I don't even remember. I think we were talking about vodka.
Oh, yeah, well, it's never a bad thing.
Is vodka ever off topic? I mean, come on.
Not if you're a rum person. Only if you're, I guess, if you're a rum person, it would be.
Sorry. Back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Back to Christmas. Have you got your Christmas stuff up yet?
I do. Yeah, we put it up right after Thanksgiving. I love that Mr. Bean makes an appearance in this film.
Yeah. Have you heard the original concept? One of the concepts for his character. Remember at the very end when he kind of helps the kid.
Yeah, at the airport.
They were thinking about doing a scene of showing him walking away and disappearing, and that he was an angel.
Oh, okay. Like Clarence.
I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route. I like that he's just a weird guy that's a nice tree.
Yeah.
I like those thinner branches.
Excuse me. Yeah, no. Do you remember on Supernatural when she would always call Castiel Clarence? I love that.
I never watched Supernatural.
You never watched Supernatural?
Never watched Supernatural.
Alan!
I saw the first episode.
I don't know your middle name, but Alan, insert middle name, Sievertson.
Winfred, if anybody wants to know.
Is it Sievert or Sivert?
Sievert.
Sievert, okay, said it right.
Sievert's son of Sievert.
Sievert's son.
But at the beginning of its run, it was in a weird time slot or something, so I just didn't watch it.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I would need to go back. I can't just start watching it.
Right.
And
I started watching in like season 7, I think. I went back and watched it all at the beginning of, on Netflix or whatever.
15 seasons?
It's 15 seasons now. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's an ungodly commitment right now.
It is it's a lot, but it's so good.
Maybe one day I'll start and see,
And Jensen Ackles as Dean Winchester, not because he's good looking, though he is. Okay, there's undoubtedly the man is very attractive, but just his character is so rich. He's so.
I love this whole gift wrapping scene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Would you like it gift wrapped?
This
is so much more than a bag. What are you gonna do? Dip it in yogurt, cover it with peanuts.
Bit of potpourri.
No Bloody Holly. I always think of Buddy Holly when he says that, and he says Bloody Holly. I don't know. It just sounds like Buddy Holly.
Little flower petals.
Mm-hmm. Little dried rose buds, why not? Isn't that how you would gift wrap a necklace? I mean, come on. Oh, wait, don't forget the lavender. Jewelry makes women excited, so you have to add lavender for a calming effect.
Of course, he'll always be Mr. Bean, but he is
always
a funny dude.
What is that? It's a cinnamon stick.
I need to watch his Johnny English films. I've not seen those.
I don't know that I have either.
I gotta watch it because Gillian Anderson.
Actually, yes, I have. I have seen the first one. I don't know if I've seen the sequels. I had to think about it for a second there.
Gillian Anderson, an American actress, went to England, spent so much time there. Now she speaks with a British accent.
Okay.
Have you watched Sex Education with her?
No.
It's a great show.
I believe the kids watched it. Maybe the kids watched it. I don't remember. My kids are grown, by the way. They're just so viewers don't think I'm letting 9-year-olds watch Sex Education. My girls are 21 and 18. They're old enough to do what they like. Not that it matters, but one more week. Wow, last time we did a time check, it was 4 weeks, so we missed weeks 3 and 2. Apparently, we're very off topic.
That happened. We're very VOT.
Yes.
Or I should say just VOT. The V is always very, very.
Yeah, we're very, very off topic. We're not just off topic. We're not very off topic. We're very, very off topic. Oh, there's more of the porn stand-in. But look at that tub. Wouldn't you just love to take a soak in that tub?
A little bit of Bilbo going there and back again.
Yeah.
This is Bilbo and the one of the sisters from
And I love
Sabrina.
that he's naked with his penis right in her face, and he's asking her on a date as if that's not happening.
Yeah, I like that. Yay!
Yay!
It's
Thighs are on the face. Thighs
the
are on the
thighs
face.
are right there. And
Yeah.
Ringo rules.
See, now he knows who Ringo is. Oh, this part. Oh, my heart.
I know. It's like you bastard.
She's like, whoa. My husband went out of his comfort zone this year. I love that Barney is baby Jesus. Sherlock Holmes is not a real detective. Like, what Rosetta Stone learning class is teaching that as a sentence? Oh, Charlie just came in to join me, I think. Hi, Charlie.
How is Charlie? Don't call him Chuck. Doing?
He's good. He's a good boy. Charlie is my shepherd mixed dog, and we don't know what he's mixed with. We got him when he was like 3.5, and he's about 11 years old this year. He just turned 11 in October. But he still thinks he's like a 1-year-old pup and tries to keep up with all the dogs and all the people and all the things. He's kind of our very own Christmas angel all year round.
Yeah. How old is he? Did you say?
He just turned 11 in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. He's 85 pounds of heaven, huh, Bubby? Yeah. He just jumped on the bed. He's going to join us for our viewing party. Hi, Bubs.
I would love to be able to have a dog and take care of it. I just wouldn't be able to be a proper dog owner. But there's a lady down the hall that has a couple. One's a little Yorkie and the other's a little Welsh Terrier. And they're just so cute.
Oh, I love that. I've never been much of a small dog person because we always had big dogs growing up, but my mom always has Pomeranians now that she's older. Oh, here we go. Where is he? In Wisconsin. That's where he is.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more American than Wisconsin, right?
That's where my friends live.
There you have it. And that's where apparently girls will fall all over you. Now, when I first saw this film, I thought these girls were all going to be hookers. And because he walks into the bar and they're just like smitten with him immediately.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh. And so I thought like where we were going with this is that the women are hookers and that's the only way women will pay attention to him. But no, we're going a whole different vibe with this.
And the one there, Stacy, the one with the white thing, she was in Buffy.
Yes.
She married Captain Cardboard.
She was Riley's wife, yeah.
Yep. Carol Ann. Oh, sorry. Bottle. Such an idealized meetup.
Yeah, because they're not rich girls, apparently they all share one bed and they don't even own pajamas. So wow. He's screwed, I mean, literally.
Yeah. their penthouse forum. I went to America. The sexy.
And he's a Christian.
I've always liked that song. Oh, down low. Yep, he did that for free, boys.
Oh, this
Ah,
part makes me so sad. And the Joni Mitchell music doesn't help, like at all, like really.
nah. I mean, if she didn't know about the necklace, this would have been a very nice little thoughtful gift. Not a big thing, but a very nice, oh, you know me kind of a thing.
But it's not the necklace
It's
that she
not
saw
the
in his pocket.
necklace.
So now she's like, where did the necklace go?
God, she is so crushed. You can tell. She plays this so well. Oh, Dale had a steak out, a baked potato, and ate it at the house and shared it with the wolf pack.
Nice.
His dogs. Of course, as Daniel Harris says, let me see if I get this right. Don't shop, adopt.
Okay.
Very big on, say, which I am too. So definitely, go the dog rescue route.
Yeah, that's how we got Charlie. Charlie was 3.5, and the gal that had him at the time could no longer keep him, and so we inherited him.
Oh, poor Charlie.
I know. He hates it here. He's loved left and right and spoiled rotten and treated like a king, and he's allowed on all the furniture.
Well, he scored good then.
Yeah.
Always love watching like a site called The Dodo, and they show dog rescues, and it's just so amazing just how loving a dog can be when it knows, and they know that they're saved, and they are so grateful for it. God, she is. Oh, Alan Rickman, you heartless bastard.
Oh, sweet girl.
I know what that feeling's like, and it sucks. Well, not exactly that, but something similar. It's such a good scene for her, actress acting wise. That's great when you can talk to your kid about that like that. Whoa.
Sorry
You all
about
right?
that. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Billy Mack won.
He did. He won the
I love that.
Christmas whatever.
I love that suit. I said Elton was on Kelly and Ryan this morning talking about his new album.
Aw. Did you see Rocket Man?
No, I didn't.
That was great.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Because I did see Bohemian Rhapsody because big Queen fan.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The British Office?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I always liked him in that too.
Yeah, he was the Jim, right?
Yeah, he was their Jim, and they had well, it was Tim. It was Tim, and I forget what her name was. Their Pam, as it was. Is you?
It's
Aw.
you. Aw.
And no surprises because she's literally already sat on his face.
Right? He already knows what everything looks like naked, so,
Yeah.
This is great.
I know.
This is what's funny to me. Like, would the kids really care that Uncle Jamie left? Because he drops all the presents before he leaves, right? So would the kids really be like, I hate Uncle Jamie? Or would they just be tearing into the presents? Like, you know what I mean?
Like he just kind of waves. Bye. He's got to go find his Aurelia.
And then here's Laura Linney's missed connection here.
No Persian conquest tonight, sir.
No. Maybe he should have come in the full like garb and then I don't know.
With all the face piercings.
And he's like 9 feet tall.
She kind of reminds me of Laura Dern in this a little bit.
Yeah.
Admiral Holdo. I like that little briefcasey thing he's got.
He's like, read the sign.
Chicken kebab sounds yummy.
I can't remember the last time I had a kebab. I think it was steak though. Oh, and then she's at the mental hospital with her brother.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the very
Here's the and it's like freezing in England at this time of year, and she just stands there at the door next to nothing.
I love that he actually did write all these things.
Oh, he hand wrote those all?
Yeah, that's his hand. That is
Oh,
his
nice. It
handwriting.
wasn't like a set designer or something.
No, they were going to do it, and he says, "Well, let me do it. I have very nice handwriting.
Oh, nice.
I'll be going out with one of these girls." But I like this one, without hope or agenda.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I just have to say it because it needs to be said.
And just because it's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And at Christmas, you tell the truth.
The rest of the year, no, because Santa's not watching.
To me, you are perfect. All this, the mummy.
And see, this is the part that's unnecessary. Like, I don't get it. Like,
let me look at the kiss here. It's not a overly done kiss. It can be considered a very friend kiss. There's like no tongue or open mouth or anything like that.
No, and it was brief.
It was like a thank you for what you said.
But would she have done if her husband's standing there? That's the question you got to ask. If her husband was standing there, would she have kissed him?
Well, he wouldn't have done it if her husband was standing there.
True. What if her husband had answered the door? What would he done with all of his what are those called? Cards.
Or maybe he knows his friend, and he knows that his friend doesn't answer the door.
Maybe. I love this part.
I know, it's so sweet.
You realized it was all around? Mid-50s my ass. How old is Bill Nye?
Let me see. Bill Nye is he is 71, so yeah, he was in his 50s at the time.
Okay, all right. That just rock star lifestyle got ahead of him, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
10 minutes at Elton John's and you're as gay as a maypole.
Chubs.
You turn out to be the love of my life, he tells him.
But he is probably the one guy that's always been there for him. And he realizes that.
Yeah.
Everyone else is a hanger-on and a whatever, but this guy really likes him.
A groupie.
I like this.
He's like, we're not gonna shake hands. We're gonna hug, but like man hug with the pound on the back.
Like plane trays on my meal. How about the bears? Here, I'm gonna go all the way. Those aren't pillows. local curiosity shop. I do love Christmas cards. I gotta get mine out. You're Natalie. That's all he needed to hear. Cue the Pointer Sisters. Dun, dun,
What
dun,
is
dun.
VASF Tech? What is that? Louisa Small.
I do not know.
VASF Tech. All right.
Virginia, San Francisco Tech.
Oh, it's coming up as a warning on my phone. So
Probably a spam.
a spam.
So I know
And then he's
we're
going to
so
go around to
accustomed.
every house before New Year's, right? Trying to get around to everyone by New Year's.
Oh, he's like up to 56.
Yep. This is adorable. Gavin, his copper, apparently sings often.
They are adorable, aren't they?
Yeah. I was kind of wondering, I was trying to figure out if any of those little girls are the same little girls from the holiday, because in their little tiny baby voices, they all kind of sound, similar.
The Feast of Stephen. I love this one. Good King Wenceslas is a favorite. 100. He's done 100 doors. And she is wearing the necklace.
Mm-hmm. And she answered the door in her underwears. I don't know if that's a normal thing for her, or if that's because Alan Rickman just left, or I don't know what we're supposed to imply from that.
Yeah, this is, no. She cannot help herself around him. All the curse words just come right out.
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister.
We can see that, darling. I love the mom. The mom's like, it's the Christmas concert. 8 is a lot of legs. Like, we can't miss it. It's very important. She's like, Mom, I need to talk. The Prime Minister's here to talk to me. And she's like, no, we got to go to the Christmas concert.
I'll say that's a very skinny little hallway. Plumpy. It's like, come on. Like the kid is a cute little octopus.
Yes, it's a very sweet costume. There was more than one lobster at the birth of babe of Jesus.
Yeah.
Duh. I had no idea there was so much sea life.
Yeah.
Never seen a nativity scene with so much sea life.
Gotta give everybody, like I said, all the kids need a part. So just make everybody a sheep. You're like one of the leaders of your country. You're just having a hard time talking to this cute little girl. It's kind of sweet. I love this music fanfare they have.
Mm-hmm.
At work. um, um. Mr. Darcy for a generation.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that again several months ago.
Yeah.
I love that version of Pride and Prejudice. I like Keira Knightley's version too.
I didn't like it as much, but that's probably just because I was such a devotee of the A&E one.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just you see it one way and that's just the way it is in your mind. Like it came to life that way, and I've seen multiple versions of Sense and Sensibility. I've seen multiple versions of Mansfield Park and Persuasion, and there's Emma, and there's just always one that's your version, you know.
Right. Well, it's like everybody has their doctor.
Nobody is Harriet Smith more than Toni Collette. Like you just like it's not even Gwyneth Paltrow as Emma in that movie that does it for me. It's Toni Collette as Harriet Smith.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Sisterly warning. 20 years ago, you'd have been just as type. She's like, no, I'm so serious right now.
Little baby Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Always a Christmas favorite.
The whale. I forgot about the whale.
I actually like his little peppermint sweater. It's very cute.
A little
I would,
matching scarf too.
yes, I would wear that sweater for Christmas only.
And I think that's really her singing too.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you see her and you're going, okay, yeah, I can see why Sam liked her.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he's funny because he's small. He's a shorter kid, and he's got such a little baby face. He's actually younger than he looks in this film.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's 10 or 13 or something like that. I
I
can't
think
remember.
he's 13.
Yeah, but he definitely looks younger than most 13-year-olds I've
he's
known.
he's only 5 years younger than Keira Knightley.
Yeah. He looks like he's about 8, maybe 9.
I love all the memes that have been coming out with Mariah Carey, like emerging and like terrifying people with her song.
I haven't seen those.
Oh, they're funny. Yeah, the Facebook meme genies. Like right after Halloween, you see like The Shining. They replace uh, Jack Nicholson with her, like coming through the door with the axe.
Nice. Oh, I see him. I googled him. There's a Henry Cavill one. Have you seen that one?
Which
That's
one?
funny.
Oh,
Jason Momoa's creeping up behind him,
Oh yeah.
and it says Mariah Carey's 1994 hit "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and that's Jason Momoa, and then Henry Cavill standing there, all distinguished, looking as me trying to enjoy my life.
Yeah. Yep.
That's funny.
It's like she pointed at him, but then she pointed at all the other guys.
Oh, why? Why did you do that, Joanna?
Whoops. I like how she just laughs. It's like, yeah, it's funny. The confrontation.
Oh yeah, this is when she calls him out.
Yep.
She's like, "So what's the deal, homie?" And then he still doesn't answer the question.
I
So
know.
you still don't
least
know.
And they never answer which of those possibilities it was.
Yep. Well, even when she sees him again at the airport, it's like she's not even happy to see him. Like it doesn't look like she is, you know?
Yeah, it's looked like they're going through a rough patch.
Yeah.
But she hits it right on the head with with her feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, you have made my life a joke, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, "I'm a fool." And she's like, "No, you made me the fool."
Yeah.
Mm. This is the best part after all his Claudia Schiffer talk. You know, if you watch the deleted scenes on the DVD or the Blu-ray, or I guess they're available on YouTube sometimes too, there's a whole scene where he's going on his computer and there's like a there's like a pop-up that says, pictures of Claudia Schiffer or something like that, and he clicks on it, and then it opens all this porn on his computer, and it's like bombarding his computer, all the porn. He can't stop the porn pop-ups,
Oh,
after he
Lord.
clicks on the one link, but it's just more of the Claudia Schiffer, reinforcement of the film. And then I had to explain to my daughters, because my daughters don't know who Claudia Schiffer is. By the time they were old enough to see this movie, they had no idea. So I had to show them the pictures of her as the guest girl, and how hot she's still gorgeous, but how hot she was as the guest girl back in the 90s, and go, this is who he keeps talking about, and she's the lady who shows up as Carol,
Mhm.
the other kid's mom. I'm like, so that's why this is significant. I know you don't understand it, but
And you know how much she earned for her part in this film?
no.
$300,000.
Oh wow, for 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, I mean, good Lord. Lars. She's getting away.
I actually think I need to step away for a moment because my dog looks like he needs to go out. He's giving me the eye.
Okay, no.
So I will be back as soon as I possibly can. I'm so sorry.
I shall venture on commenting.
Carry on. I know I'm missing like this best part of the whole proclaiming your love in Portuguese thing, but I'll be back.
with Aurelia's robust sister,
Miss Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, that's what the dad calls her. Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, no. He's probably picking up just like every other word or something and not quite sure what's going on. And I love this flare of music too. It's just such a well done orchestral piece to build the growing tension going on. Can you imagine trying to do this today with all the like TSA crap? Especially now with all the COVID crap. This is the scene where they wanted it to seem like he was an angel, that he was just going to disappear into nothing. I'm so glad they didn't do that. I think it would have been an odd choice, but I do like that look between the two of them. Like, I know what I was doing and I was helping you. Come on, kid. Steel yourself. Run for it. Get your woman. Da, 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 da. Run, Forrest, run. So, wrong movie. It's a good thing he knows where he's going. It'd be sad if he got lost.
All right, I'm back, and you are right. Oh. Apparently, this kid is very familiar with the airport.
I hear he said he knew exactly where to go. And some of the growing throng of the crowd as he's going for Aurelia. There's Billy Mack fulfilling his promise. I love that music. Oh, Jesus. I love how they don't show what he said to her or what was said. You just know it worked. I'm flying. That's so sweet. I love that relationship between a stepfather and his stepson. There she is. And she's got to know why he's there. I mean, there's just no reason he would just show up there just to. Usually this has subtitles, but my version does not have subtitles. So I don't see what they're saying. But I remember seeing it before. I know that he's doing a very bad, broken version of Portuguese.
Oops, I hit the button again. He says sometimes things are so transparency they don't need evidential proof.
Proof, yeah. I said my version does not have the subtitles.
Apparently he was taking the law version of Rosetta Stone at the time. And of course I prediction you say no.
But you know what? It's just enough to get the point across.
Yep.
And she's been learning English.
Mm-hmm. Yes is being my answer. Easy question.
Gotta love a grand gesture like that.
Mm-hmm. Just in cases. He says, you learned English just in cases.
They were, like you said, they were on the same wavelength. Welcome to the family.
That's right.
1 month later.
And now we're back where we started, at the airport.
Yep.
She can't speak English. She doesn't know what she's saying. See, here's the kids are happy to see him. Kids are happy to see him. And he says hi to her. And she's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. But she has changed her hair and she's wearing new earrings. So, you know, she's got a new hairdo. It's very edgy for
It's
like a
very-
middle-aged mom.
Yeah.
There's Joanna. And they got married. That's so weird. She really is. Now I totally see it. Now I can't unsee it. She totally is Queen Elizabeth. I just didn't. I
Yeah.
did not put it together. She was so much more voluptuous as the Queen of England. She's the real friendly one. Or is she the sexy one? I don't remember. I don't remember who's who. Oh, Carla's the real friendly one. She's
Yeah.
real friendly. Denise Richards. Now would this really happen to the Prime Minister? I mean, in real life? Would he just get a handful of, lady when he gets home on the plane?
Well,
Or would there be whatever their version of Secret Service is in the way?
now, if I were British, though, I think that would be endearing.
It's very endearing. I just wonder if it would really happen. I mean, the amount of Secret Service that would be around him.
I don't really think. Well, the Secret Service probably knows who she is, but
yeah.
And all of these are real people meeting at the airport that they filmed.
Yeah.
And they had to get
which is lovely. They had to get permission.
Yeah, they had to get their signatures so they could use it. God only knows what I did without you.
Yes. Classic.
And like I said, the story continues in a Red Nose special.
Okay.
A Red Nose special that they did several years ago, and it's not easy to find, but it is really sweet. And you catch up on these characters, and you find out what happened to them, and it's all pretty good. Well, some of it is. Most of it is.
Most of it is. Oh gosh, my heart. Can I handle it? I don't know. We'll see.
But a lot of it's like you find out about Sam and his stepdad and there's another scene with Keira Knightley and Andrew Lincoln. It's really cool. I highly suggest it if you could find it to give it a watch.
Okay, really I'll give it a look.
Yeah, it's a long version. I forget how long, like 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, that is Love Actually. Just a great film, a lot of heart, a lot of emotional ups and mostly ups, but there's a few of the downs. Poor Emma Thompson. I would never do that to Emma Thompson if she were mine.
None of us would.
How could you, Colonel Brandon? How could you do that to her? But I figure that's probably more the Hans Gruber side.
Yeah, I think so. The Severus Snape, when he was evil.
Yeah.
Because
the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll carve your, was it? I'll carve your heart out with a spoon
He, yes, he does say that.
and cancel Christmas. But I like that. I was like, why a spoon? Because it'll hurt. It's dull. It'll hurt more. Man, they give me like all the painters and everybody, plasterers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so far I'm only finding trailers available. Oh wait, there's a Daily Motion that's like 15 minutes.
That's about what it is.
Okay. We'll see if it actually works when I get to it. But
yeah, I think you will enjoy that. But I do want to thank you, Sierra, for joining me on this fun little rewatch. It was so great to just sit, talk, and ramble, and just
and
enjoy
be very
a
off
beautiful.
topic.
That's what. Trust me, this is nothing new for Films with Friends, or as Netter has. She has her Retro Cinema Presents.
Mm-hmm.
That we're doing Back to the Future tomorrow night. For those who are wondering, that is tomorrow's rewatch. And next week on my channel, let me see if what Twitter has to say. I think my poll is just about to close. And is it actually fully closed? No, it's got 1 hour left. But Scrooge from 1970 is winning with Albert Finney, so it's going to be a lot of singing
And who doesn't love
in a week.
Albert Finney though? I mean, it's
I
Albert
love
Finney.
It's Albert Finney. Alec Guinness as
Yeah.
Marley's ghost is just wonderful, and that whole scene in hell, which is just
Nice.
fabulous. It's a great set. It looks like it's going to be the winner, but I will announce it officially tomorrow night on Netter's Network's Retro Cinema when we watch Back to the Future, the first one, 1985, with McFly. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Are you going to be doing anything online or blogging or anything like that? I know you're busy with RL, basically real life.
No, I haven't done anything online. I went off social media at the beginning of the year trying to focus on school and life, as you say.
Yep.
And I miss it. I do. I'm totally out of the loop. I don't know what's out and who's doing what and, anything like that. And I find out secondhand, 3 weeks after something happens, somebody says some reference and I'm like, what?
Well, Jussie Smollett was found guilty.
Okay.
Just some of the news. We lost Michael Nesmith today, one of the Monkees.
I did not know that. Oh, that's so sad.
Michael Nesmith passed away today. And,
there's actually a Nesmith Drive near where I live. I don't know if it's named after him or not, but I always think of Michael Nesmith when I see it because it's the only Nesmith I know.
Yeah, that was sad. He was I always like some of his single work, his solo stuff is pretty funny. Like one called "Cruising," I always like, which is like just a bizarre song, but that's what he was all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, for me tomorrow night I will be on Netter's Network watching Back to the Future, and we'll find out what I'm going to be watching on next Saturday's rewatch. And of course, coming up after the new year, the 1st of July, January.
Yeah, you're skipping way ahead.
I have 3 Saturdays in January, and we're having a tribute to Irwin Allen disaster movies to try to get the disasters out of the way. Going to be watching The Poseidon Adventure, The Towering Inferno, and The Swarm during my January rewatches. And then what will the rest of the year bring? I do know I do want to do Gone with the Wind, and I want to do 10 Commandments, and who knows what else in the rewatching department. Once again, thank you so much, Sierra, for joining me. I
Of
had a lot of
course.
fun catching up
Thank you
with
for
you.
having me, and thank you, Daniel and Troy, for weighing in for a bit there.
Yeah,
Nice
they're always
chats.
fun. I'm glad that they stopped by. Like I said, it was a Friday. I didn't expect that many people, or if any. But
Yeah,
I do this for
that's on
me.
me. That's on me. I could only do a Friday night because Saturdays are consumed with homework, and so I'm spent by the
Uh,
time Saturday night comes.
that is perfectly fine. I enjoyed it. If you ever, hey, think of another movie, we'll do it. I would love to do this again.
All right.
Uh, I just hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and of course, keep in the Christmas spirit. And don't forget that I will probably be doing more reviews for Hallmark in the next couple of weeks. So take care, everyone, and thanks for listening. Take care.
Thanks.